like through the hourglass. Or the songs of our lives. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Songs of Our Lives. I'm Brad Rose. I'm an artist, composer, a writer, the founder of Foxy, Digitalis, and someone who thinks about music and sound far more than is healthy. Each week I invite on a guest to talk about the songs and the music that has meant a lot to them and left its mark. Previous guests include Malto Ohm, Carlos Cafoni, Ben Saratan, Danya, Charmaine Lee. The list goes on. This week, got an old head on, somebody I've known for a long, long time. Brett Naucke is my guest, and yeah, God, it's back in the Digitalis days that Brett and I used to first were in touch, back when he ran Catholic Tapes, put out a bunch of cool stuff. But now he is got a new solo record out. Well, it came out last year, but there's a new pressing out now called Fault Matinee. And I feel like the title tells you a lot about the record because it is, you know, there's this sort of duality of it, and and also his answer to the last question, his favorite songs question, because he picked two things. Those two things, it all makes sense to me. That's what the record is. We talk about it a lot. It's just, people have been saying it's his punk record, which I really like. Anyway, it's a fucking great record. It is fun and weird and challenging and kind of abrasive, but also melodic. I don't know. It is everything. Anyway, it was really cool to have Brett on the show. Like I said, we've known each other for a long time, and, you know, love having the old heads, the lifers on. So go check out the record, and hope you enjoy the episode. My guest today is a musician, a composer, a synthesist. How about that? A gardener, because we did a whole interview about gardening. It's Brett Naucke. Woo!
Thank you.
How is the garden these days?
Garden's good. We'll probably start back on it just because it's kind of the end of the winter. But we got tulips popping up. We got everything kind of popping up right around now in Asheville, and looking out the window, and it's kind of dead, but it'll get back real soon. Plants, the inside's never, only ever getting more unmanageable. So,
right. Hey, that's the way you want it, frankly. Okay, so you got a record. So it came out in the fall, but you've got it's like you have a new edition, or I guess new pressing. Is that more? I guess.
Yeah, we did it in November, Fault Matinee, and then I did a really brief tour, and we just didn't press that many because I really wasn't sure. I haven't pressed my own record in a really long time, and I was kind of unsure about what to do, and it immediately sold out. So we ran a second press, and then did the sort of like the new wave of a record release just recently here in Asheville, and kind of doing more shows around that as well.
Awesome. So Fault Matinee, it's your first record in 3 years, right?
Yeah, just about.
What was going on in those 3 years?
I mean, making the record and then I'm kind of always working on like 2 records at once. That's kind of been a habit of mine. It's like probably not the best habit. I just don't know how to not do it. It ends up, especially throughout like the 2010s, there'd be like, you know, the Spectrum Spills records every couple of years, and then it would be like maybe like 3 EPs in between that would kind of be like, okay, once I finish this, I can sort of mentally unpack like these 3 other things that were kind of getting made. And then after I did the Ceremony of Seasons record in 2022, which is like way more of like almost like of the ambient persuasion kind of thing, like a very different record for me. I kind of just wanted to work on like some just I hate saying atonal, but like just something totally different. And I've just been working with a ton of FM synthesis stuff. I've been working on a synth that was coming out, and I was doing presets. I was like really in this FM zone where I was really enjoying that, and then also just like working on Buchla and Surge recordings, which couldn't have sounded less different. And then eventually it just became, okay, I want to write these compositions for just an FM piece and then just this Buchla piece. And they eventually just got so like bloated and kind of out of so I just was like, how do we condense these? And I was like, I like the idea of like a variety hour or like a matinee of something that's like fast and quick. And so I kind of just decided these might work really well as 2 EPs on one record. That was how I was kind of treating it anyway, but they were really just these like sidelong pieces. It ended up working out great. The response to the record's been really cool. Everyone's like really surprised just because it's very fast. It's very loud. I feel like it's just like the number of people told me like punk record, which is, I don't know what that means.
I like that.
It's kind of like,
I love that.
I'm starting to settle into that a little bit more, at least comparatively your ensemble or anything else. It's where it's like, this couldn't be different.
Right. What's it been like playing this stuff out? Like, cause I'm just, I don't know. It feels like this sort of punk record. That makes sense to me. I don't know. I can imagine like going and seeing this and just wanting to like dance and run into people.
It's definitely, it's been really intense and it's really fun to play, but I'm like trying to play as much of the material as like humanly possible live without it just being like a playback kind of thing. I also can't use most of what was recorded on it. Like the A-sides, a lot of like staple analog synths, a lot of which I don't own.
Right.
You know, if I did, I wouldn't be bringing them out anyway. And then the B-side, I could, but I don't know how. I don't know how to play the record. So it's sort of this like approximate of like almost like live remixing the record and then playing it back through like different ways. And I will say it's the shortest sets I've done in a long time with the most music in them. Like,
wow,
and I sort of feel like I feel exhausted playing it, but it's really fun. Like, it's like, this is just, there's so many like cut changes and it's so different than what I've been doing for years that it's been really rewarding, but it is like kind of exhausting to play it live. After like 3 shows in a row of doing it, I was like, whoa, I can't do this every night. I don't know. Like in my head, it feels like playing harsh noise, but it's like, it's not, but it's like, I sort of feel like how like Aaron Dillaway looks like on stage, which is like my favorite thing. Don't get me wrong. It's just sort of like,
well, I mean, that sounds super intense. I mean, I think, it's really interesting. Like, I think fun is, because I do think this is a weirdly fun record. And I think, I don't know, I'm very much in this space right now with my own set where like fun is a very, the fucking world's burning down. Like, fun feels really important and sort of almost radical in a way.
Sure.
Was like working on this. I mean, was that any part of your approach? Like, is like, I want to do something that's fun. I want to have.
Yeah, a little bit. I think there was something where when we were leaving Chicago, like in 2021, I was just working on like the follow-up to Mirror Ensemble, which was going to be like a bigger band, and it was all total music. And I'm finishing that record now, so I've made 2 full lengths since I started that record. And at some point, I think, and kind of again, like the Ceremony of Seasons record was like much more of like an ambient like soundtrack record, so it was. I didn't want to make like anything that was like melodic in any capability. And I think that for me was really fun. And I kept thinking about like the sound of like the title kind of came from like the sound of like ground faults or like just like pure like the sound of electricity, which is mostly like Foley sounds. They're not like real. Like, when you hear like in movies, but I love those sounds, or like electrical shocks. And it was like sort of fun being like, I just want to like synthesize those types of sounds became like kind of the backbone. I also like love like cartoony sounds and like, you know, things like that. So that was definitely like the fun aspect of this, of like, how kind of wacky. And I think like, I love all of the history of like, you know, Buchla synthesis music or Subotnick or whatever it is, but it's like, it's wacky. Like there's a lot of just sort of like nuts, like it's easy to get really serious in experimental music. And it's like, sometimes it's like pretty funny and not in like a bad way. It's just like, this is insane sounding. So I think that was like a relief of not trying to be like, oh, I'm trying to make this thing that's like pretty. I think most of the stuff I do is like pretty serious, where this one was, the art's so different. Everything about it was different. So I was kind of like, yeah, I want this to be like fun and like a little bit more like I didn't think about like the punk aspect to it, but like so many people brought that up that I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, like I think about that too, how a lot of experimental music is very serious and like, you know, people talk about, oh, it's very emotional, it's very melancholic, it's like, yeah, but like joy is an emotion too, and it's just as like, can we? And so I don't know, that's part of what like excited me about this is because like I mean I've, you know, we've known each other forever now, and I remember I probably still have some of your really early tapes somewhere around here, but like those last few records, this feels very different. It still sounds like something, like it doesn't surprise me that you made this, but I do like that it does show this sort of other side. And I love, by the way, the title is really great. That's the combination of like ground fault, like this, you know, electrical danger kind of thing, and then a matinee is, to me, there's something like weirdly, it's that thing. It's like weird, and it's kind of like serious and harsh, but it's also kind of whimsical.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was funny because they were like two. You know, the two sides were completely different things, and they were a lot more like serious. They weren't broken out into like individual songs. And then I had that title like sitting in a note somewhere, and I think I saw it. I probably wrote it down 10 years ago or something, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, I think I kind of know what this is now." Like, because it was like, okay, am I really going to work this hard on two different pieces that could never be played together? And then I need to like, these aren't going to be two records. You know what? Like, it was like, I think these are being shelved if this is the way that this happened. Then, I just kept thinking about like variety hours, and it was the same thing where it was like, once I had this like Polaroid of a Rat Fink statue, I was like, yeah, okay, this all makes sense to me now. Like, and a friend of mine, like on the back, there's like Calvin pissing on my name, and I was like, yes,
amazing.
Like I was like, this is exactly what this is. Like, this is just
that's awesome. Oh man, that's wow. That's I love that. No, I think I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things if you describe it to somebody without them hearing it, you're just going to probably get a lot of confused looks. But then for me, it's like once you hear it and see the cover. I haven't seen the back cover yet, but like and all of it and the name and the like, it all makes perfect sense to me. So, awesome. With that, we're going to move on to questions about songs, and this is my great segue here. Okay, as always, going to start. What is the first song that you remember?
I chose "Borderline" by Madonna. I don't think that, you know, it's like, I don't think this was the first song I ever heard, but it's the first song like I remember, like that I like really remember being like, I like this song. I'm aware of this song. I've heard it more than once. Like I'm 40, so it's like I barely remember like 1989 or whatever. You know what I mean? That's sort of like where I feel like I came online. Like 88.
Yeah.
And my dad had like one of those like big Ghetto Blaster like tape and radios. I just remember that playing like in the summers, like in our backyard, and just kind of like running around. And like I feel like Madonna was so ubiquitous in that like era.
Totally.
And like my mom really liked Madonna. My sister loved Madonna. And there was way other, like, I was thinking about it and I was like, well, I feel like Madonna is the way to go, but like Borderline wasn't the biggest hit of those, but I've always enjoyed that song. Like, or at least
it's a great song.
I like it. I feel like it's like a way more mature, I hate that word, but there's something about that song that's, to me, I've liked so much more than like Material Girl or like Virgin or all those songs, which yeah, so something about Borderline is just one of those things where I was just like, yeah, that's the thing that I always remember about like just coming off the radio,
right,
in a really good period of radio.
Yeah, no, I totally agree that it's a more like sophisticated song. I don't know, because I mean, it's all about like love and boundaries, and
yeah,
and it's like really vulnerable, and I don't know. And now, like as like a fucking synth nerd, the synths rule on it. Like, they're really good.
That's something like that's probably going to come up throughout all of these, but it's so many songs that I heard when I was really young, and then kind of forgot about, and then you hear again when you have like you're in high school or after, where you have like a little bit more of like a discerning taste, or you were hearing different things. And the programming on the first record on this Madonna record is fantastic. Like it's really rubbery and bassy and great, and yeah, it's so good. Like I love most Madonna stuff up until what is, I think, a reasonable point to probably fail. Music, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, like all of the Ray of Light stuff was great. I mean, like all of the catalog's great up until probably the early 2000s, I would guess.
Right. Yeah, no, that's definitely was as I got older and kind of just realizing how well made so stuff is, and then having somewhat of like a better understanding of it, doing my own stuff and working with electronics and synths and drum programming and stuff. It's like, oh geez, this is no I mean, of course not. I mean, they're getting they got like the best of everything to but yeah, I mean, it's always interesting having those realizations. Like I had in the last few years, I kind of realized, I think my love and obsession of arpeggios goes back to being like 10 years old and wanting to learn how to finger tap on guitar, and like finger tapping guitar was my favorite thing when I was into metal. And it's like, that's the same thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, like when I was a kid, I had no conception of how, like I loved Depeche Mode and stuff like that. Like even in high school, I had no concept of how it was physically made. I just assumed everyone's just like I didn't know there was like this was sequenced, or there was like, no clue about it. And I think once you have that with synths, or like programming or whatever, you're like, whoa, this is incredible. Like, I thought it was good. Now this is wildly insane.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what is a song that either actually makes you cry, or makes you feel that kind of way?
I chose such a hard Clam, Crab, Cackle, Cowrie by Joanna Newsom. This was the easiest question for me. And it's one that I'm like, this is not a song that's getting listened to. It's like instant.
Oh man.
This album came out when I was like probably like 18, and it was like a huge hit with like my friends and I loved it. I've sort of like followed her other records over the years. Everything I've ever heard from her, I think, is fantastic, but I've definitely not heard all of it. But I don't think I'd heard this record in 10 plus years or something like that. And I was like, I worked from home, and my cat, I like right when I heard this record again, I forgot about this song entirely. Like I was like, and I heard it and I was like, whoa, this song's amazing. It was almost like hearing it for the first time. And I was like, what a beautiful, like tender song. And like my cat, there was like this like 2-day period where I was listening to this song, and every time I play it, he would just like come in and like hang out. And I was like, oh, is this your like, is this your thing?
Your
like
cat's favorite song?
Yeah, like, and like any cat owner will attribute some silly things to your cat.
Of course.
Oh, you love Joanna Newsom. And so during Hurricane Helene, like maybe a year and a half ago, like in the middle of it, after everything was already just like miserable and like all of Asheville was like devastated, our cat Roland like really unexpectedly passed. And it was just like, I mean, still it's like hard to even talk about, but
yeah.
He passed, and then I kind of just, I didn't really associate the song with him. I didn't really think about it. And then I heard it somewhere and just like completely broke down. Like I was like, that's not. And this song is already, it's, I don't know if it's like inherently sad, but it's so tender and it has this sort of like, you know, everything about her is just like so, yeah, it's hard to describe. Like her music's so whimsical and sort of easy to listen to, and it really brings you in. And then associating that with the cat, but it's also like, it's very funny to me. Like I think it's inherently funny that like my cat possibly enjoyed this song.
Right. I love it.
At the same time, like it's just like this, it's like instant tears.
Right.
Know, like
no, it's funny.
I'd love to listen to this song, but I don't think that's happening anytime.
Right. No, yeah. Well, when I first started this podcast, it's been like, God, 2 years now, year and a half. I don't know. I have no concept of time, but geez, I think it's been 2 years. I recorded an episode where I was the guest and one of my friends like hosted it. So I answered all the questions. My answer for this question was Sade from the same record.
Oh, that's crazy. Which is also a really intense song.
Yeah, and I think like the thing that, and I think that honestly, Joanna Newsom comes up the most on this podcast.
Whoa, that's interesting.
Yeah, and you know, spoiler alert for everybody. I'm recording an episode next week with Walker from Make Noise, and he also picked a Joanna Newsom song. Anyway,
oh my gosh, it's so I was hesitant to pick it. Like I was like, like no, that's crazy to hear.
She's like genuinely probably one of my favorite artists in the world, and she hasn't had. I don't know. I keep saying to people like there's got to be a new record coming because it's been like forever. But this record is it's still my favorite record of hers, and I think like the thing about it, it's so like she has this weird ability that makes like everything feels so vast but impossibly intimate at the same time. Where it's like, you know, I mean, Sadie, it's about her dog, or like this. It's about these tiny creatures, and it's so tender, and but it's also like everything in the universe. It's just, I don't know, man.
100%. Right when this record came out, a friend of mine at the time, we were working together, and he was like, I went to see this person last night. I'd never heard of her. It was like right when the record came out. And like, we got to drive like an hour and a half to go see her in this other city, like tonight, right after work. And I was like, okay. Had no idea what it was, like didn't hear the record, and we got there, and yeah, within 2 seconds, there's this little theater in Columbia, Missouri, and it was so powerful. Like I had no idea what it was going to be, and then we listened to the record like 3 times on the way home, because it was just this thing. I was like, well, no one sounded like that. I mean, right, before or since, but it would, yeah. There's something about it. Does sound massive, but it's just like a hardened voice. It's very simple.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's, yeah. Okay. Well, on the other side, what is a song that will put you in a better mood?
I picked Alice Coltrane, Journey in Satchidananda, that has Pharoah Sanders playing on that record. I didn't realize I was doing this until my wife told me. She was like, every like Saturday morning you put this record on. Like, and I was like, I didn't notice this at all.
Yeah.
It's such a good record to like start your day off. I mean, everything Alice Coltrane's does is phenomenal. It's probably my favorite record of hers. But this song just has this like, we've brought up whimsical, but the song just sounds like it was always there. Like it just came out of thin air or something.
Yeah, it's like she tapped into something and pulled it out of the cosmos. Yeah,
yeah. I've never. Yeah, and again, like I didn't realize I was putting this, usually this, or like another Alice Coltrane record, just like, or like a lot of times I'll like start the day with like especially on the weekends, like I have nothing to do, like Miles Davis, or like In a Silent Way, I really like putting on in the morning, or like John Haskell. It's sort of like very like records that I feel like are very light, but also kind of wake you up. But this one, every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
In the rarity, I feel like now she's so much more well known, which is amazing. And like I've been in like restaurants and places where this record will like come on, or someone's maybe DJing it, and you're just like instantly like great, perfect choice.
Yep.
Every time I've heard this song or this record, but specifically, like opening the record with this song, just the way it starts is just, I'm just like, perfect. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah. It's a perfect song on a perfect record. Frankly, I don't know. Yeah, Alice Coltrane's probably Speaking of like favorites that ever exist,
the song reminds me of like the sun shining. It's kind of like I just associate it with. I think I didn't realize I was putting this on like every Sunday morning or Saturday morning to like start the day, and then I was like, oh yeah, no, I guess that's just like how I'm.
Seems like a great way to start the day to me, so I get it. Okay, everybody's favorite question. So if it's not Alice Coltrane, what is objectively the best song of all time?
So funky. What an interesting question. This one took me a bit. I think I actually might have put that song for this question at some point. But I chose Talk Talk's Eden. Second Spirit of Eden, which I think is like one of the objectively best records ever made.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. This song's perfect. Like it also has this organic thing where, especially the later Talk Talk records, Spirit of Eden and Laughing Stock, and I guess The Color of Spring a little bit, but they do sound like they came out of nothing. Like they're just kind of born, like they've always existed. And the crescendo in this song is so cool. Like then it happens maybe like 2 or 3 minutes throughout it and just builds and then drops you into this thing where it's like there's like a rock thing, there's like jazz, there's something. It's like there's like no one sounds like this. And I know like I've read where people have been like Talk Talk was influential to like post rock or whatever, like 90s. Like I know Tortoise was like really inspired, but it's like I don't hear that at all. Like I get it, like I fundamentally understand what it means, but I don't think that like that translates at all. Like it's definitely like them making music that has never been made. And this song, I feel like is the way that hits me, where I'm just like, there's no way, like, and it was like a total failure record. Like,
right, of course.
No one wanted the record. Like everyone, like I think it was like reviewed well, but it sold terribly. And I think the record company, I read a book about them, and they were just kind of like, yeah, we wanted to make this record, and it's amazing, and we're not going to tour it because we can't play it. We don't even know how to play it. It's now like usually revered, I feel like, as their best record.
Yeah, for sure.
But
no, I mean it's a perfect song. It's like it feels like monumental because there's all these things, but I don't know. I don't even know that I have the words for it.
No, I was like struggling to even say that. I don't know if it would make sense to ever explain this band to people.
Yeah, right.
Even though like the stuff that everyone's heard is still pretty, like the early pop stuff is not. It does not sound like anyone else.
No.
But this one to me has always been. There's so many parts of this song. It never sounds like I've never memorized what happens in this song, and I've listened to it 100 times. Like there's always something where I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like,
right.
Never knew it. There's just this thing there.
That's a really good point. Yeah. Okay. Well, that works as the objectively. Okay. What's this?
There was like a line you said like about showing it to an alien, and I'm like, well, I can barely show this song to like a human. if they didn't got it. So I was like, that's kind of what made me think of this.
I mean, maybe it was, maybe aliens would understand it better than we do. I don't know, because it's from another dimension. Okay, what's a song you used to love, but you've heard it recently or you think about it now and it doesn't quite do it for you the same way?
I chose, this one feels bad. I chose Pavement's Gold Sounds. This is a fantastic song. It's probably my favorite of their hits. It's probably the most melodic hit they had. It's like the least weird song for like.
Yeah, sure.
Know, I always thought the lyrics were really sweet, and it kind of takes me back to like high school a little bit. It's like, it sounds like very nostalgic for me, but I heard it recently and I was like, I can't listen to this. And I think some of it's like, and this is like no shade on this thing that's happening, but there's like this like slacker rock sort of like thing happening now in like indie rock. I think it all sounds like what it know, it sounds like Pavement or a lot of these bands. I have no issues with any of it, but it's something about it, like maybe it's like the first time I'm hearing music from a younger generation playing music inspired by something that I was alive for, and it's sounding very soft, like it's not hitting. I don't have a problem with any of it. Like, that's great. Like,
sure.
It's just something about it. Like, now I don't want to hear like Dinosaur Jr. or any of that kind of era like of music. So I feel like it's just happening again, and that's very. It's just
a weird
for me. Like, I definitely like this song, and I like it, but. It's like, it was.
No, I get it.
And I was like, I don't want to hear this song anymore. And usually the song puts me in a good mood.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah, no, it's, thinking about when like, even like 90s fashion trends came back. It's just like, oh God. It's,
yeah, it was like,
it makes me feel really old.
Well, yeah, that's the weird thing is like not being super old and then seeing like 22-year-olds dressing like what like the school bully dressed like in like 1995 with like jean shorts and like a Tasmanian devil shirt. Like, it's like I didn't like that kid then. Like, now I've got like this thing, and again, like, no shade, I'm not trying to sound like a boomer at all. It's just it's weird to see it. Like, it's like I never in my life would have thought that would have been the thing, and it's cool. It's just it's
just weird.
It throws me a little bit, like, oh, that's wow. I never thought like Bugle Boy would be like in fashion. Like,
God, totally, no, right there. It's just really strange. I don't know. Again, no judgment, no shade. Whatever. It just feels weird, and I have a hard time reconciling it.
It's weird. I'm sure people thought that about like our generation and
absolutely
before that. It's just,
I know. Yeah. So now we sound like a bunch of fucking boomers. Anyway, so I'm in favor of it all. I'm good for it. Just it's not for me.
No.
Okay, what's a song that people hate? Some group of people, I don't know. People hate this song. You don't care. You love it anyway.
Yeah, I had such a hard time with this because I was trying to think of something, and I chose. At least when I was growing up, everyone hated the song, but I feel like this band's come into fashion in my life lately, which is dire.
It's a little
for nothing. I hated this song when I was growing up, and I think that was like growing up like watching MTV. This was unavoidable. It was like one of the videos of all time. And I thought the song was so hokey and stupid, and everyone I knew hated it. And then one day, like, I was like, I love this song. And I like same with like Sultans of Swing, but it was like something that I feel like when I was young, it was just like very hated. And like anytime it'll come on the road, people are like, oh my God. But it's like, I really like this song, and that's like a new thing for me, and I'll play it and people are just like, what? Like, and I'm like, have you really listened to it? Like, it's really good. Like,
no, I remember. Yeah, I remember when it was all because I had the same thing. There was also like it was man, what's the George Harrison song? Got my mind set on like there was a couple songs that they were all on the radio on MTV all the time, and I just remember thinking, what is this boomer shit? Like I didn't think boomer shit, but it was like, what is this shit my parents listen to? Get this shit out of here.
Yeah,
and then it's like
terrible, and like it was something about that like 80s, the bands from the 60s and stuff, like the Rolling Stones 80s period where you're like, this looks so dumb, or like Bowie's 80s period where you're like, everyone, like all these bands are like, in their 40s wearing like rock like suits and like playing like kind of like dumb rock. Like Neil's record sucks in those years, like the spring, like it's all this sort of like, it was just so corny to me. And then hearing that song and realizing that song's like totally in jest and like satire, which didn't hit as a kid.
Sure.
And I'm curious. I'm like, how many people like this song? But I'm like, to me, it was very hated, and everyone I knew hated it. But like now, I'm like, I bet most people I know maybe like this song. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think And
the video getting like rinsed was weird. It was like 10 years out of like, I'd be watching, like 120 minutes or like whatever, like the 90s MTV, and then this song would play. I mean, like this video played like 10 times for 20 years. And it always felt like I was just getting punished. And now I'm like, that video is amazing. Like,
it's like, can we do that again? Come on.
Yeah. Like, I'm close to it now.
No, I get it. Okay. What's the most romantic song?
I chose Arthur Russell's That's Us Wild Combination. At first, when I was trying to find this song for the romantic song, I kept thinking of like more like almost like sexy songs or something. It was like loving it, and then I kept thinking about this song where I feel like this record came out in like 2008, or is when like these songs first got issues, like somewhere around then, and I just completely fell in love with the Calling Out of Context record. And I didn't really listen to the lyrics. I had no idea about his life, or like I don't think like the documentary wasn't out. There wasn't a ton, and I feel like he's so much more well known now, which is great, and like such a beautiful life. But I think I never like listened to his lyrics when I first listened to it. I was like, I just love the simplicity of the music, and it feels so earnest. But then like once I started, the song was being like this like love letter to his boyfriend. It's such a sweet song, and there's just like, it's very simple. The lyrics are very simple. Everything about it, it's just sort of like, I feel like it's like the gist is like, I like hanging around you. Like, and that's kind of it. Like, it's just like, it's like, you're my favorite. And it's and it's one of those, I don't know is it onomatopoeia where it's like the song sounds like the lyrics to me. Like it sounds exactly like what it is.
It does. No, and I think that meant like I totally agree. Where it's just like, you're my favorite person, and I want to be like, that's how I feel about my partner. Like we've been together for 23 years, and she's still my favorite person.
No, 100%. And yeah, it was one of those things where I had like a tough time picking it. I was like, I'm trying to think of like a lyrical song that I was like, what are these lyrics? Like, think about this with like my wife or whatever it is. And then this one just popped in there, and I was like, yeah. And at some point, like years into knowing my wife, put on Arthur Russell and was like, yeah, I love Arthur Russell. I'm like, of course you do. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Like I didn't know that, but of course we both love this song. Like and we didn't have like a wedding song, and I wouldn't be surprised if we could like totally agree on this being one of them. You know what I mean? Right. But yeah, I think this is just one of those songs that's like, I don't know anyone that doesn't like this song.
Yeah, I know. And if you didn't like it, I would be a little suspicious.
It's so simple. It's like simply sweet. Like it's not like, again, like probably listened to it for a year without ever thinking about the lyrics, and then it just sort of like hit me one day. I was like, this is the nicest song about a person.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, what's a song that changed your perspective on an artist, either for better or for worse?
I chose for better.
That's good. If this was for worse, I was gonna be very suspicious.
Do people pick worse often?
No, mostly pick better, but sometimes we do worse.
Yeah, it's just a strange thing to focus on.
I know. Yeah.
I chose 3-6 Mafia, Ridin to Chevy. I loved 3-6 Mafia when I was a kid, but I only heard, like When the Smoke Clears and like all the singles that were like on MTV and stuff. And Josh Levi, shout out Josh Levi, who a ton of listeners will know. Josh had found this, like the Underground Volume 1 record, which was just not, it wasn't popular. Like no one kind of knew about that then. And the first time I ever heard it, like the opening track, you're just like, oh, this is so a different thing. It's like, 3-6 Mafia has always been, like I've always loved them, but then once I heard this, and it just turns you onto all the early stuff, and it's just like, this is its own musical genre. And like, I love everything.
Exactly.
It's great. But yeah, this and like the Mystic Styles record was just like, cool, I'm going to listen to this every day for the rest of my life. And I chose this one in particular because it's, it's the opening track and it just sets the tone so well. Like, it's like one of those things where you're just like, I've heard this on the most songs because it's, you put the album on, everyone I think now knows what it is. Or if someone's like, oh, I've never heard that before, and you're like, oh, this is gonna, like, this is
gonna change your life.
Totally different thing. And I think, especially in the noise and experimental world, like I don't know anyone that doesn't like 3-6 Mafia.
I know.
I think that like went like hand in hand for this. Like, I mean, I think this record is just made with like Casios and like, it's like it's made horribly, and it's just a totally cool idea on hip hop. And it's so weird, and it's dark and moody, and it's strange, and it's repetitive, and it's just this. It's like, again, like all their later stuff's cool, but like those first two, like the compilations and Mystic Styles, it's like there's nothing. There's people that aped that for sure, but it's like there's nothing like that. Like it doesn't like they were even inspired by hip hop. Like it doesn't like it's like. There's something like if like someone explained hip hop to somebody and they were like, "Cool, I'll make it," but like we didn't hear it. Like, this is it's like there's beats, and samples, and vocals, and you're just kind of like, "Cool." They did it like a totally alien way.
Right? Yeah. If I like that, if someone described it to you and they're like, "Okay, cool, I can make that with this very minimal shitty equipment," I could totally do that.
Yeah. I'm just like, and it's. Again, it's like one of the most like ubiquitous things in my life where everyone I know knows this, and if they don't, they're like, "Oh, this is unbelievable!"
Right?
Like it's like I'm shooting like a 10 for 10 on this one.
Yes, I was gonna say I've showed this to many people and never gotten a bad response.
No, it's perfect, especially when like you've heard all the rest of it. Like, like I'm glad 3-6 Mafia got the popularity they did. And I'm in some way like happy that the early stuff is kind of like a four heads only thing. Like this isn't like if there was a bigger release of this stuff, I don't think it would be as well liked. I really do think you're either like in this or you're not. But I've also never met someone who's not.
Right. Okay, how about lyrics? What are your favorite lyrics?
This one I had the hardest time with because I really like, I wanted to pick like a fall songs. I'm a huge fan of the fall and I love Marquis Smith's lyrics, but I'm like, I don't know, they're insane. You know what I mean? Like, sort of like, and I just couldn't think of anything. And then I was listening to this record and I was like, no, I love lyrics on this record. I don't think about them. And I think that's sort of, that's my favorite lyric. So I chose Blue Jean Tyranny's The Next Time Might Be Your Time off of Out of the Blue, his first record. This song always puts me in a really nice mood and it was one of those things where I listened to for years and never really thought also like about the lyrics. Like I liked them, but then I remember sitting down and reading him at some point, because I never had the record for probably 10 years before I actually got the record. I was listening to it on a download or something, and I was reading the lyrics on the record, and I was like, well, this kind of like, Robert Ashley, who's like in that camp, and like a lot of that stuff. It's like, they're like little quips on philosophy and life and death, but they're very easy. Like they're sort of just like, they're like light. Like it's like light.
Right.
It's like,
right. Yeah. It's like it's very approachable. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of lines in the song that, again, I don't like think about as being like super powerful or poignant. Like there's one line where it's like, we're not attached or separate in space. And I was just kind of like, what does that mean? Like, and it's all just this sort of like, everything's fine. Like the song, I feel like
everything's fine.
You're fine. You're great. It's going to be okay. Life's good. And but like in this smart way, like a lot of that sort of like, and the same thing with like Robert Ashley and all that, where it's like, I've listened to it so many times and there's a story there, but you'll kind of find these little lines and just be like, oh, well, that's funny, or like very lighthearted given this whole like pretty serious record. And like a sense of humor. I think that is also kind of what it is. Because it's like, again, like I love The Fall, I love the lyrics in there, but they're, I don't know if they mean anything to me. I'm just like, this is so abstract and it like gets my brain working. Doesn't necessarily like, I'm not like, yeah, that was like an important lyric to me. I'm just like, that's insane that someone came up with that. And this is sort of like, just a really sweet song of, and the whole record of Out of the Blue, I think is
such a great record.
Absolutely perfect record, if not my favorite of that kind of era, Mills College, kind of stuff. But also like kind of underrated. Like I don't like I've shown tons of people this record and had no idea it existed, and I think he got a little bit of his due when he passed a couple years ago. But I still think this is like one of those records everyone like I've shown this record to my parents, they loved it. Like I've shown, it's like it's a beautiful record that just doesn't, I don't know.
I know what you mean. Yeah, no, it's a record that I think there's something for everybody, and not in a like it's like dumbed down or it's it's so shallow kind of way that anybody. But I always expect more people to know about it than do. Like I think what you're saying, how he did get some. I don't know. It still feels underappreciated, or because I don't. It's like 3-6 or like 666. Like I don't know that I've played this for anybody, and they were like, "Oh no, I don't like that." Like anybody I've played this for, like this is amazing. How did I not know about this?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it can exist. It's like this record, I feel like should be. Same with the Arthur Russell stuff, where it's like, I feel like this has been on the radio, or like, people that listen to like Fleetwood Mac would like this, or whatever it is. Like it's like 70s pop. Like this is right in that alley.
Yeah, this is amazing. Yeah. I don't understand how any of this fucking shit works. What song have you or can you listen to the most?
I picked Lee Perry's Zion's Blood from the record Super 8, which is probably maybe the best, or like one of the most celebrated Lee Scratch Perry records. One of my favorites. This song, again, maybe it's, that it's like opening track kind of thing where it's like you've just heard it a million times. I also like anytime I put on like make mixes for people, or we're having like a party or a barbecue, DJing like a low key thing, I'll just always just start with this.
It's good. Yeah.
It's got that. I don't know. I almost picked The Specials Ghost Town for this. And
that's a great song too.
They both kind of remind me of each other, where they're like, they're so downbeat and they're kind of like almost like spooky. Like I feel like like Ghost would like this song.
Yes. There's something like weirdly it's mystical, and I don't know. Like I think the spooky thing, the way, and this is such a like Lee Perry thing, but there's sounds that just like appear and then disappear.
Oh, for sure.
They're ghosts, like it's just like, wait.
Yeah, I've heard, I'm gonna blank on the term, but I've heard that a lot of like the echoes used in dub or like to evoke like spirits and things like that.
Yeah.
This song has that. There's this part, like it's almost like a bridge halfway through the song where there's just these kind of like the lyrics stop, but there's these kind of like like little things, and they're so well placed, and they happen one time and they never happen again, and the song just kind of happens, and it feels like I'm on like a ghost ship or something, like this like just weird ride. Like I always thought this would be like a cool song to play in like not a haunted house, that's corny, but it's just like a weird, I don't know, like it'd be great if you just walk into a weird room and you're just kind of like, I don't know what this is, but like this is just this thing. And I do feel like, I'm listening to like dub and reggae a good chunk of my life, but this one always just was like, again, like I put this on every mix, I put this on every DJ set. We'll always show this to people, and everyone, again, like kind of is like universally liked.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. What's the best hype song?
Chose DJ Rashad. Past that shit. I kind of knew I was going to pick a Footwork song for this, and I could probably go a lot of different ways. I think like some RKU songs and probably a lot of other DJ Rashad songs. This song's so cool because it starts off really heavy and then goes into this like really not heavy thing, but it's like the song is so active, but it's such like a downer like weed song, but it's also like it's almost like they're just like, let's get super hyped to smoke weed and chill. Like it's like chilling hard.
It's like relentless chilling.
like let's that's a perfect description. I mean, like I'm about to do this thing. It is extremely lethargic. I was such a big fan, like when I was, living in Chicago, like when all the Footwork stuff was coming out, this record especially, I was just 100% in. And still now, like Footwork is easily my like favorite hype thing. It's like my favorite thing to DJ. It's so great and it's so fun, and like Rashad's the king. R.I.P. But the song has a vibe to it that I don't think is really matched. Where it's like it's hype. Again, it is, but it is relentlessly chill. Like this could be like a downer mix or a hype mix. Like I don't know. Right. It's really confusing thing for him because a lot of his songs are kind of one or the other. They're like feeling good or hype. Like put this song on in the club, and this song I think any which way, and I think that kind of fits my style.
Okay, last two questions. What is the song that means the most to you? Not necessarily the song itself, because of an association with someone, something.
I chose Sade's Paradise. My dad was rinsing Sade in the early 90s. Like
nice.
Anytime in the car, it's like his first 3 albums on tape. Nothing but those, and like Anita Baker. He really liked like Spyro Gyro and some stuff that it was just like horrific to listen to. But I remember like vividly, like we were moving across country. I rode with my dad and the dog, and we just listened to these Sade records like crazy. And for years, he was just playing them in his car. There'd be like 10 cassettes that lived in the car, and it would just be like 3 of those are Sade. Maybe like a greatest hits on top of that.
Sure.
And this one, Stronger Than Pride, was just rinsed. So I always think about it as my childhood. And kind of that thing we were talking about earlier where, like, I don't know if I liked it as a kid, But
right.
growing up later, you're like, oh yeah, this is the best music. Like,
yeah, this is like
you hear the song and when you're 10, you're like, turn it off. But like, put this on when you're like 25 and you're like, oh shit, this is the best music I've recorded ever. And it almost makes it giving me like, I'm sure I wasn't like thrilled to be listening to it as a kid, but it is a nice memory to go back. It's so much better than anything else that I could have been listening to with like my parents,
right? Absolutely,
whatever it might be. So yeah, the song is really
such a good song.
All of the Sade songs have a big in my heart, but this one's definitely got the kind of that little
extra
for whatever reason. Like it's like I can pick any of them, but this one, like I was immediately like, yeah, Paradise. That's the one.
I love that. That's awesome. Okay, what is, at least in this moment of time, maybe it changes, maybe this is always the answer, what is your favorite song? Or I should say songs in your case, because you cheated. But
I'm honestly going to change one of them already. I had such a hard time. So I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and they were like, which Misfits song are you putting on? I was like, yeah, I guess I have to, but I don't know if I have a favorite Misfits song. And then another thing, I was like, what Stereolab song are you putting on? And I was like, oh shit, I guess I have to. And then I was like, I don't know what my favorite song is. So I picked two. I initially picked the Misfits Where Eagles Dare. I'm going to change.
I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch.
Amazing lyric. I think I'm actually going to change it to the Misfits Cough Cool.
Yeah.
This episode. But, and then I'm going to back it with Stereolab's Super Electric. So I'm going to pick those as like my two favorite songs. I don't know if they're my two favorite songs. They might not even be my two favorite Misfits or Stereolab songs. But when I immediately think of that, I'm like, okay, what are my two favorite, like, at least for bands? Like, I'm like, easy.
Right.
Like, Misfits and Stereolab don't get old to me. I've been listening to Misfits since I was like 12. Stereolab since probably like 15, 16. And yeah, I was kind of just like, well, Where Eagles Dare, Cough Cool is just going to be, it's just, there it is. It's like probably not even the songs I heard at first. I think I probably heard Hybrid Moments first and was just kind of like I had like Ramones records and like, you know, that's like the Sex Pistols and pretty straightforward punk. But then when I heard the Misfits, I was like, this is so much cooler. Like, and I say that, like, this is, everything about it's cooler. And Stereolab was another one of those things where once I like saw the artwork and I heard them, they were like the gateway band that got me into synthesizers and like krautrock, and like probably the biggest gateway band for me was by far. Like it was like Nurse with Moon. Like I'm like, what's that? You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is fucked up. Like and the Misfits was just kind of like, oh, cool. I'm just gonna watch every movie that they reference.
What to bring it all back to where we start, I mean, you know, in some weird way, thinking about Ground Fault Matinee, it's like your Misfits meets Stereolab record. It's your punk.
Oh, like, yeah. Oh, that's funny. I mean, like, there's new bands.
I mean, it kind of works.
Yeah, a little bit. And I just saw Stereolab this, like, I don't know, maybe a few months ago, and I got to see them a little bit in the heyday, or not really the heyday, like Soundz was like, I think the first time I got to see them, and then I sort of never imagined seeing them again, because they were like on hiatus for years, and like, seeing them recently, I was kind of like, yeah, no, it'll be fun. Like, and I got to see this like secret show of theirs in Chicago a couple years, like maybe 2019, when they like first reunited. And I was just like in tears the whole night. I was like, yeah, it'll be fun. And then I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing it. And then the same thing like last time, like I'm like, yeah, it'll be fun. And like I'm just like, yes. Like it's the opposite of the Misfits, because I know people who have gone and seen like whatever the reunited Misfits is, and I'm like, I couldn't be less interested.
Right.
It's silly as all get out to me.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, Stereolab, Misfits.
Misfits.
I think Super is the right one for that. I think the Misfits is going to be anything that, you know.
Yeah,
there's
a lot to pick from.
Yeah, it's a.
Well, all right, we made it through. Thank you for doing this. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad we finally made it happen after months of forgetting to email each other.
Yep.
Ground Fault Matinee is out now on Gateway Gardenia. Is that the?
Yeah, that's like a new
label,
Nashville imprint, and you can like amp or listen wherever streaming is.
Yeah, go buy the record, people. Come on. Once again, thank you to Brett Naucke. Ground Fault Matinee is out now. News Pressing is out now. And you can listen to all his picks, the link in the show notes, and, all the stuff. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoy this, please leave a rating, review, subscribe, all that stuff. If you really, really like it and like Foxy Digitalis and think it all does cool stuff, and maybe you think I do cool stuff, patreon.com/Foxy Digitalis for as little as $3 a month. You can help support the cause, get longer episodes, ad-free. Depending on what tier you sign up, you can get even more. I don't know. It's it helps, and I appreciate everybody who is a member there. There's also links to other things where you can, donate one time, or you can pick up something on the Jewel Garden. Everything on there is pay what you can. And again, all of it goes to help keeping Foxy D alive. All right, that's it. I'll stop my spiel. And until next time, keep on listening to whatever the hell you want.